Hi, this is the Zaleski Sports Show, and I'm your host, Rachel Zaleski. Today, we are going to be talking about the NFL, the Milwaukee Brewers, college and high school football, including our Game of the Week. Woo woo! Game of the Week, Game of the Week, can't wait. Joining us now is Jason Zaleski, our sports expert. Hey, Jason, how are you today?
Howdy, howdy.
Jason, what are your thoughts regarding this week's NFL games?
Well, it was a lot of fun again watching the NFL games. I know we wait all year for this, and so we enjoy it. Win or lose, we enjoy it. It's a game specifically is maybe what you want to know more about. So we'll start with the Sunday night game, which was a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, Falcons and Packers, and really it turned out a lot like last year's NFC Championship game. And don't despair, Packer fans. It doesn't mean anything. It's only week 2. No, seriously, it's only week 2 in the NFL. And things are going to change. You're going to have ups and downs. You can ask the Dallas Cowboys about that. They had a big down at Denver earlier.
Way down.
In the day. And then Monday Night Football last night, we saw the Detroit Lions really take it to the Giants. And I don't know yet. It's only week 2. I'll keep saying that. Probably till about week 6. I'll say it's only week fill in the blank.
Yeah.
In week 2, though, what we knew was the Lions are better than the Giants. And I don't know if that means a whole lot for Packer fans, but that's certainly a concern for Vikings and Bears to see maybe the Lions on the upswing. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Here's one thing I can tell you before you show that. I can tell you that we'll talk later more about fantasy football, but it tells me and my fantasy football team that I am not going to be playing Eli Manning next week.
Yeah, well, that's a good resolution. I would never play him again, whether it's the rest of this year, next year, or any of the next 10 years.
All right.
Stay away from Eli Manning altogether.
Well noted.
So NFL standings are here, and this is what we're looking at. So after 2 weeks of action, we have not a lot changed from last week. So we've got the Bills, Steelers, it's hard to read backwards, Jaguars and Chiefs. All in first place. Now, Rachel, a lot of teams are 1-1, or many teams are 2-0, so there's no tiebreakers here. And please call into the show, though, and complain. That would be fun. I'll tell you, though, about the tiebreakers later. And then in the NFC, Cowboys, Lions, Falcons, Rams. Those are the first place teams in the NFC. But again, there's only 2 games into the season here. That the standings really don't mean anything yet, but it's a lot of fun to show.
Yeah.
And I like my magnetic board, so I'll keep playing with that. And
that's nice.
Now, again, Rachel, I mentioned week 6. For me, as the sports expert on the show, I'll tell you that week 6 is when the cream starts to rise to the top and everybody else starts falling off the side. So, so fans of teams that are 0-2 right now, or maybe 1-1, you've got 4 weeks yet to get it right. Teams that are 2-0, you got 4 weeks to lose it yet. So, so let's have fun for the next month, and then we'll start talking strategies and who's good and who's not.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Moving on to regional sports, I'd like to ask you, Jason, what's your opinion on the Milwaukee Brewers? So
last week I said, who knows? And I don't know if we've got any more clarity, Rachel. Actually, I don't think we do. There are some good things happening, though, down in Milwaukee, and Brewer fans should be very happy. Milwaukee Brewers are the hottest team in the National League, and that's exactly what they needed to be when we really started talking about pennant races just a couple weeks ago. Their last 10 games, they're 8-2. So they're the hottest team in the National League. Unfortunately for the Brewers, the Chicago Cubs are the second hottest team in the National League. They're 7-3 over their last 10 games. A week ago, the Cubs held a 4-loss advantage over the Brewers, or in other words, the Brewers were 4 losses behind the Cubs. That hasn't changed. Even after Milwaukee beat the Pirates 3-0 yesterday, there's still 4 losses behind the Cubs, and I think that's their best chance to get to the playoffs is by winning the NL Central, and there is still hope, Brewer fans. We've got 2 games left against the Pirates today, Tuesday, and tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 20th, and then the Brewers start a 4-game set against the Cubs. So those 4 games they're missing in the standings are all right there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's really the magic, Rachel. That's what needs to happen for the Brewers over the course of the next now 6 games. And we'll see what happens for wild card standings. There's still 2 games behind the Rockies, so there's that other chance. Still, though, and we've been talking about this for the last couple weeks, let's leave wild card out of this for now. That is Plan B. Plan A is win the NL Central. And the Brewers, I think, have it there for the taking. They just have to win the games.
That's right. Win, 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 win. So moving on to college football. So this last week, WEAC, Jason, what's that stand for again?
That's the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Conference.
All right, so the WEAC schedule, they were on a bye this last week. And but this week, Jason and I are heading to Stevens Point to watch the Pointers take on the Adrian College Bulldogs.
Dogs versus dogs. And I had that right. Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
Oh, thanks for the correction. Arf, arf. So, yeah, taking on dogs versus dogs. Jason, where can people view our WEAC schedule?
So the WEAC schedule, as always, is available on our website, ZaleskiSportsShow.com. And, Rachel, they can view me and you over at the stadium in Stevens Point on Saturday. That game starts at 4 p.m.
That's correct.
So come down and check us out. We'll say hi, and then we'll watch the dogs versus the dogs.
Rain, heat, or shine.
Yeah.
I heard it's supposed to get kind of hot this weekend. So
let's do it. Let's
better
get
wear
it hot
shorts.
in her.
Okay, so moving on to Sports 101, where we break it down for you a little bit, talk about some terms. This week, we're going to be talking about two terms in football that I've heard over this past weekend. The word is pick, and there's two different definitions. So, Jason, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, you had me scared. You said there were two, and I thought
No,
one.
no,
Usually I just talk about one. So, yeah. Okay, so the word is pick. So a nickname for an interception is a pick. Right, you picked off the pass, that's an interception. So that's the first one. That's the simplest of the two. The second definition in football, and this applies in some other sports too, is a pick play. And that's where you will intentionally run one of your offensive teammates at or near another offensive teammate as to shed the defender that is guarding either of them off of them to free up that particular player. You can find highlights of a pick at our website, ZaleskiSportsShow.com, and just click on football, and we'll take you and we'll show you what a pick looks like in the NFL. That's where they do it best. Over the years, Rachel, the pick play has become famous in New England. A lot of people say that's where the Patriots have won their Super Bowls and have wanted the NFL to change that rule for a long time. The Patriots are really good at pushing the boundaries and even breaking the rules and tempting the referees or the NFL to change the rules. And so the Patriots have become really famous for their pick routes, and it's won them a lot of games over the years.
Some would say they break the rules in other areas too, but that's another conversation. Okay, so the Zaleski Sports Show Game of the Week this week was the Spencer Columbus Rockets defeating the Colby Hornets. It was 57-14. And our highlight house player of the game was Jacob Miller. So let's take a look.
Blast off.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by Southway Pub and Grub. Stop on down for a homemade pizza or a fresh pattied hamburger located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield, open daily at 10 a.m. Let's send it down to Jason for postgame thoughts with Rockets head coach Jason Gorst.
Right, thanks, Rachel, and we're here with Spencer Columbus Rocket coach, head coach Jason Gorst. Coach, congratulations on the win. Certainly nice to see 57-14 on the scoreboard, I'm sure. Seems like an eternity since the Stanley Boyd game now a couple weeks ago. 2 consecutive home wins. Talk about getting the job done at home.
Yeah, our guys are playing really good football right now. We're cleaning up the things we need to clean up as far as we talk a lot about turnover margin, we talk a lot about penalties, we talk a lot about making the extra block and the extra effort on plays, and we're seeing a lot of that. So really happy with the way our guys are performing right now.
All right, Coach. And then I mentioned 2 consecutive home games. Now you're back on the road twice, at Cadott, at Regis. Do you do anything with the practice schedule to mix that up or lessen the intensity to keep guys fresh for the road stretch?
No, we stay pretty consistent with what we do. I mean, we have a pulse on our team, and if we're a little bit beat up, maybe we back off a little bit. So it's probably more just dictated by health than anything else.
As we mentioned, Coach, pregame, Coach on the other side, Coach Hagan, a little bit concerned about the run game, and maybe he was right. Miller and Lupke combined 256 yards in the first half. For those watching at home that don't know what you know, who gets credit for that?
It's a combination of a lot of things. Those guys do because they certainly can open it up, but there's a lot of edge blocking that takes place. I think that we had some really good blocking out of our split ends tonight. We had some real good reach blocks on the edge, and then we typically be pulling somebody, he's getting out their head. Carson Hildebrandt had a heck of a game blocking, and then a lot of that play really comes down to timing on the snap and whatnot too. So it is really a collective team effort to make something like that happen.
All right, Rachel, well, that'll do it down here from the field. 57-14, thanks to Coach Gorst and the rest of the Rockets. And, Coach, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, and thanks for the coverage.
You got it. So we're here with Jacob Miller, 142 yards on just a couple carries in the first half. What were you seeing out there after the handoff?
Oh, right after I got the handoff, I'm just following our blockers, and I mean, the line, they absolutely did their job, but a lot of times it's the running backs, too, behind me, that they're just leading the way, and they're making those key blocks. Carson Hildebrandt just had a great night clearing the way for me, and it was just clear open field all the way.
Good, okay. And then tell us about practice. 2 home games, so certainly no travel this week. Practice intense, fun?
Oh, yeah, it was. We knew it was going to be a good game. It was just intense practice all night. We were gearing up for them. We were excited to play them. They're a good football team, and they're just up the road. I've been conference rivals, so it's just it's a fun game to participate in.
Sure, okay, and I know from my personal experience, practice can be fun, especially when there's a team clown. Any names you want to call?
Logan Shernett, that kid never ceases to crack me up. Just every single thing he does, I just can't.
That was our sports expert, Jason Zaleski. Thank you to our sponsors, Southway Pub and Grub. Stop on down for a homemade pizza or a fresh patty hamburger located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield, open daily at 10 a.m. This is the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House.
I'm in the house.
What great highlights, boys. You guys all did a wonderful job. So moving on, on September 22nd at 7 p.m., the Zaleski Sports Show will be heading over to Edgar to see how feisty the Wildcats will be going up against the loyal Greyhounds.
Okay, those Greyhounds are fast. The Wildcats are mean, and we'll see what happens there. Pretty excited to get up to Edgar. It's going to be a great time. 5-0 Wildcats versus 4-1 Greyhounds.
Wow. So the Zaleski Sports Show also traveled to Greasy Park to watch the Columbus Dons defeat the Tri-County Penguins 6-0. Whoa,
shutout.
what a shutout. Yeah. And our highlight house player of the game was Nadim Torbay. So let's take a look at that.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by Southway Pub and Grub. Stop on down for a homemade pizza or a fresh patty hamburger located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield, open daily at 10 a.m. Let's send it down to Jason for postgame thoughts with Don's head coach, Jeff Edwards.
All right, Rachel, thank you. You're right. Columbus Catholic comes out with a win today against Tri-County, 6-0. We are visiting today with Columbus Dons head coach, Jeff Edwards. Coach, thanks for being here today. 6 straight now without a loss, 7-2-1 on the year. What's been the thing during that hot streak?
We've had some really good opportunities with our seniors and juniors playing together, wall passing, using some long passes, kind of mixing it up where we've got a good mix of those kids to put the ball in the net. It's been nice to see so far.
Okay, today started the scoring with penalty kicks from Tom Nystrom, and then 6-0 after Kevin Wynn put it in at the 17-minute mark. Talk about that flurry right at the start.
Against a team that is less than what our talent is, we wanted to make sure everyone today got that experience. We wanted to build a team up for the rest of the season. We need our bench to be deeper. We need next season, everything needs to be built upon. So we wanted our starters to get in there, get a good mix of touches, and try to get some goals early, and then let everyone else get that experience that they need.
And you're talking about that experience. I noticed in the second half, lineup changes, frequent subs, all the way up to and including Ella Schultz in goal. Grade their performance in the second half.
Yeah, she made 3 saves, I think. That was on her bucket list to play goalie once in her career, so we gave her the opportunity today. She made some very nice saves. We were really hoping to get a shutout today, so that was great for her.
And the rest of the lineup changes in the second half?
We just wanted to mix it up. We kind of flipped our lineup completely 180, so our forwards went back. We wanted everyone to get a mix of what everyone else experiences. So Nadim played some sweeper instead of playing forward. It gave him some experience back there. Same thing with our defenders. We moved them up top to let them get some experience at moving the ball around on the offensive end of the field.
All right, Coach, again, we wrap up here 6-0 Columbus Dons over Tri-County. Thanks, Coach, for being here. We'll see you next time. We are here with Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Nadim Torbay. Nadim, talk about the hat trick, 3 goals in the first half.
Well, I just had some really good balls for my teammates. Like Cal, he always knows where to put the ball for me. It's just like our connection, kind of our thing. And then also Evan also had a really nice pass for me. And then, yeah, I mean, my teammates just feed me the balls and I'm there to finish it. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, and you had a good teammate in goal today, right? Kellen Heinzen with a shutout. Tell me what you saw from Kellen. How did he do?
Well, Kellen's been playing great these past few games. we played McDonald Regis on Tuesday. We tied them 2-2, and he made game-winning saves easily. I mean, they were right in front of the goal, and he shot it, caught it right there. It was amazing. So he's just playing out of his mind lately.
All right, excellent performance by everyone today, and that's what it takes with a 6-0 shutout. Rachel, back to you.
That was our sports expert, Jason Zaleski. Thank you to our sponsor, Southway Pub and Grub. Stop on down for a homemade pizza or a fresh patty hamburger located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield, open daily at 10 a.m. This is the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House.
I'm in the house.
Go Dons! So on September 21st, the Zaleski Sports Show will be traveling to watch the Columbus girls volleyball team take on Colby, and we look forward to that great matchup.
Yeah, we're looking forward to volleyball. This will be our first volleyball event of the season, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. Get to see some bump set spikes, and a lot of girls going all out to help their teams win.
That's right. So let's see how that turns out. So moving on to fantasy football, Jason, this is our week 2, and I can say that I did much better this week. I did have a victory. I did go ahead and put Hunt and Hill back in, and we'll see how this coming week goes as well.
The H&H brothers, well, you get them in your lineup, and they're probably going to do good things. We'll take a quick look at the standings here as we show them on our screen. In the East, Tiger Snooze, Megahertz, First Your Last, are all tied at 1-1. Big Ballers and Avengers are still looking for their first win. In the West, things are a little bit more competitive. Made Me Drew, Team Has No Name, both 2-0. Joe Buck Sucks, Rachel's Shake and Bake, and Stephanie's Team Fun with Wine are all 1-1. Team Fun with Wine probably should have been 2-0, but the Giants let them down for sure. So I know Steven's happy that the Giants are no good. As we look at the scores here, Tiger Snooze 150, Big Ballers 120, Megahertz 120, Avengers 89, a Team Has No Name 108, a Team Fun with Wine 106.6, a 1.4 margin of victory there for Stephen over Stephanie. And Look What You Made Me Drew 115, If You Ain't First You're Last 99, Team Joe Buck Sucks lost 98-117 to Shake and Bake. Real quick, back to Look What You Made Me Drew and If You Ain't First You're Last. That was an intra-Butler battle. And it was a pretty close margin of victory there, 16. So Brianna beats Brett this time. There will be a rematch later in the season.
Ooh, I can't wait. Yeah. And I wonder when you and I are going to go up.
You keep wondering. I'll let you know after I beat you.
Yeah, whatever. So thanks, everyone, for watching the Zaleski Sports Show. Please check out our Facebook page at Zaleski Sports Show. Also on Twitter at Zaleski Sports. I'm Rachel. This is Jason. Have a great week, everybody.
Go Sports. And then stick to the script.
That's right. I did say that.
I know. I know the script, and
Okay.
I didn't even have it.
Okay.